Hello. Today we are delving headfirst once more into our 8-part installment of a series of interviews with the competitors of the Race of the 8 Winds.
We've set up here in Hareth's Folly to give us better access come race day. The excitement is already buzzing here in the streets. This year's race day promises to be much better than last year.
We all remember the horrible accident last year and how difficult all of that was, but this year does promise to be much better. And that is part of what drove us to do these interviews. How can you cheer or boo for a competitor you don't know?
That's true. It's fun rooting for your heroes, but hating on the other riders just makes it great.
Right you are.
So we picked the most beloved and hated rider of all to start us off. The Pegasus.
With the impressive number of wins that the Pegasus has under its belt, it's not hard to see why.
And this year's rider is a bit of an up-and-coming darling in the racing scene. Hyacinth Vadalis. Hyacinth, it's great to see you.
And it's so good to see you again, Alufi. Oh, nice to meet you, Sylas.
And who do we have with you today?
Oh, this is His Honor, the Majestic Glamour. He's the fastest and most nimble Pegasus the race has ever seen. The mage breeders at House Vadalis did a great job with this one. There is no other competitor that's going to even come close.
As long as you get out ahead and stay out of the reach of those bolts.
Oh, that won't be a problem. I'm going to get out fast and then be completely untouchable. I have the utmost confidence in his ability. We've been practicing the course over and over, and his times are simply impeccable. So I know we're ready to bring home another win.
He is quite gorgeous. The way his eyes glimmer, like reflective pools, kind of remind me of you.
Oh, Luffy, that's so sweet. Although, the color of his luscious red mane makes me think of yours, scarlet
Back
lips.
to the race. You said you were going to bring home the win, which brings up a question. You're a member of House Vadalis, and in order to compete, you had to give up the land prize.
I did. It was a difficult decision, but I wanted to compete more than anything. Most people think of the glory and the excitement and the gold, but the winner also gets a small parcel of land. My inability to own land as a member of the house complicated things. We spoke with the Wind Guard, and while they were sympathetic, they ultimately decided I would have to give that up.
That is quite a sacrifice, but only if you win.
That is what years and years of practice have been for, since the very moment His Honor, the Majestic Glamour, was born.
Which brings us to a difficult question. There has been a lot of pushback amongst the fans and other racers about the use of mage-bred animals.
Now, to be clear, it isn't just the Pegasus benefiting from this. It's also the Hippogriff and the Griffin.
That's very true. As a racer riding a mage-bred mount and a member of the house pushing for their use, how do you respond?
I need to be absolutely clear. I hear those complaints, and I understand why people feel that way. Different sections of this city have been pouring their hearts and souls into the love for their chosen mounts for a very long time, and seeing the effects of mage breeding can make them feel like the scales are turned against them. It's okay to feel left behind. It isn't what I want you to feel, but it's a natural reaction to this level of change. Mage breeding has simply made the races better.
But what about the mounts that can't be mage-bred? The gargoyle or the owl most certainly don't have that option, not without very questionable decisions, which I don't think any of us support here. Those without that added edge may not find it a fair race.
A very, very fair point. This isn't what we at the house want. We just want the best race possible. Although, it's interesting you should mention the gargoyle. The Wind Guard of the Fallen and Malian's Gate made the choice to move from the bat to the gargoyle in order to increase their odds. And then you have the history of the owl being ridden by another owl in human form. Every rider and mount combination has its strengths and its weaknesses. It comes with being a professional. You find what makes you the best, and you use it. If the Fallen and Malian's Gate wanted to put forth another faster mount, more power to them. All that matters is the race.
Speaking of the gargoyle and the owl, who would you say is your biggest rival in this year's race?
That's a hard one, Alufi. I want to say the owl because I know you're hooting for him. But in all honesty, I'd say the glidewing. Antonks is the lightest of the flyers, and with that heat wave we had not too long ago, the updrafts in the city have been killer, meaning he's got plenty of height to dive from.
And what about the Griffin? They certainly came in very close last year.
I'll have to see who actually flies for the Griffin. Their trials and mini-bouts aren't done yet, but I'm sure I'll have no problem with them. As long as we keep our distance and avoid those talons, I'm fairly certain they'll fall behind quickly.
Do you worry about the bolts and the beaks and the talons while you're flying, or does focusing in on the possible violence make it that much harder to stay focused?
Oh, you can think about it. The exact moment you start letting those thoughts creep in, you're done. We all know how many competitors the Griffin takes down each and every year. It's important to just not be one of those. Oh, give me a moment. My assistant's finally back with my coffee.
Oh, of course. Go ahead.
Sylas knows what it's like to exist on liquid libations.
Ah, thank you, Creighton. Good old Khan brothers. Can't go wrong with a blonde triple shot caramel mocha skin latte with egg white foam. Creighton! Are you trying to poison me? There is whole milk and whipped cream in this. I can taste it. That disgusting layer of fat is coating my tongue. You of all people should know I have to maintain my exact diet. If I have even the tiniest bit over my target weight, then all of this breaks down.
I'm so sorry, Miss Vadalis. I told the barista several times that it had to be non-fat. I even wrote it down for him. I don't know why he would make that mistake. I'll go grab another immediately.
Hyacinth, is everything okay here?
No, Alufi, it is not. Look, this has been fun and cute and whatever, but you two need to just leave. I have a lot of practicing I need to do to focus back in after this little distraction of yours.
Thank you for your time.
Good day! Now, hand me that bouquet, Creighton.
Don't you mean bucket, ma'am?
No, I do not! It's a bouquet! His honor would not stoop to eat food out of a bucket like some animal.
Hyacinth Vadalis, everyone. Flyer for the Pegasus. Will you be rooting for her come race day? I guess let us know. Come on, Alufi, let's go.
Did you see that they spelled her name wrong on the cup? That drives me crazy.